Good evening, English 131 students. I hope that all of you had a wonderful weekend, and if you celebrated, I hope you had a lovely holiday. I am so excited to come to you tonight and talk about Module 5. If you see my screen here, I am in Module 5 under Student View, and we're going to do a very quick tour of Module 5, and then we'll have an in-depth chat about our draft that we'll be doing this week. And I'm going to show you a really cool resource that I think you will love and that will come in super handy when you submit your draft this week. So let's get started. Remember, in your module, you should always look at your Module 5 introduction. It gives you an overview of what you will learn and what you'll be working on in the module. So I'm going to just click it. So here it's always laid out the same. I suggest that you read all of this as well as look at your module in a glance. It gives you a recommended plan for completing the reading assignments and activities within the module. And I like it because it's a really good reminder of sort of how to get started, especially if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed when you click into the module. So it just reminds us that we should read our student guide. We should review the required resources. Those are our readings or any videos that are listed. And that we should complete the analysis of the written work for the first audience. There's a link that allows us to look ahead at how to do well in Module 6. And it also reminds us that we should look at the general questions discussion board for any posts that might be helpful. Okay. So now that we've looked at the Module 5 introduction, let's move on to our Module 5 guide. So I have to tell you guys, this is my favorite part of the module because there are so many gems in here. So this basically tells you some information about developing a first draft. And also, it gives you an example of an outline. And my advice would be for you to look at the outline and make your own. Use this structure to create your own outline and then use your outline to draft your paper. If anybody does that, please send me an email to let me know how outlining went, if you found it helpful, anything that you want to share. I would look forward to reading that. I'll be so happy to get those emails, so just let me know. But if I could give you any advice for Module 5, beyond the really cool thing that I'm going to show you at the end of the video, please, please, please use this structure for an outline and create your own outline before you draft. So here it says, developing a first draft. And I'm going to show my age a little bit. I'm going to make this bigger so that I can read it better. I'm 38 years old, so I'm not old yet, but I need to make things bigger. So I don't know if that means I need better glasses or what. Okay, so developing a first draft. A first draft will start with an introduction paragraph, which you worked on last week. As we learned, the introduction should provide an overview of the essay's focus, indicate how you'll develop the ideas, and include your thesis statement. Last week, you also wrote your thesis statement, so you already have the final sentence of your introductory paragraph. And that's true. So basically, you've begun your draft already. With your introduction as your first paragraph, you're ready for the body paragraphs. To develop the content, review your thesis statement, which is a summary of key points. Then you can map out one body paragraph per key point. In other words, the first body paragraph should focus on key point 1. The second body paragraph on key point 2. And the third body paragraph on key point 3. Each body paragraph should include supporting evidence from the article. Keep in mind that the majority of each body paragraph should be in your own words. Quotes or paraphrases should support your ideas, but not take the place of them. And just another piece of advice, if you're going to use quotes, use them sparingly. Think of them as parsley in a dish, something that we use just a little bit to add something special, but you don't want to overdo it. Paraphrases are usually safe, and make sure if you quote or paraphrase that you always include an in-text citation because we want to give credit to sources when we use their work. What should your body paragraphs not do? Don't include separate paragraphs for audience, writing choices, purpose, and context. Integrate awareness of these into the body paragraphs, but don't call them out directly. Instead, develop 3 key points identified in the thesis statement. After your body paragraphs, you will draft a conclusion. The conclusion will tie everything together and leave your reader with a strong impression of your ideas. The conclusion is where you drive home the importance of your analysis. The outline below can help you organize your ideas for each paragraph of the essay. The Roman numerals represent paragraphs, and the capital letters represent content within the paragraphs. So let's look at the structure here. Your introduction paragraph, which is already done, is right here. So we have introduction paragraph. A, draw in the reader. B, provide an overview of the topic. C, present the core idea or thesis statement, which lists your 3 key points. 2, first body paragraph. Restate the first key point. This is the topic sentence of the paragraph. B, provide follow-up analysis of the key point. C, include supporting evidence. Remember, that's going to come from the text. And D, finish with a tie-back sentence to connect to the topic sentence. So that just means we're going to end with a concluding sentence that connects back up to that topic sentence, okay? And that creates sort of a coherent paragraph. Roman numeral 3, second body paragraph. A, restate the second key point. B, provide follow-up analysis of the key point. C, include supporting evidence. D, finish with a tie-back sentence to connect to the topic sentence. Roman numeral 4, third body paragraph. Restate the third key point. B, provide follow-up analysis of the key point. C, include supporting evidence. D, finish with a tie-back sentence to connect to the topic sentence. Roman numeral 5, concluding paragraph. A, restate the thesis statement. B, emphasize the importance of the analysis. C, provide your reader with a final, reflective thought. And lastly, this is a biggie. Don't introduce anything new in the conclusion. The concluding paragraph is supposed to restate what you've already said. We're not supposed to introduce any new players, no new information, no new friends in that concluding paragraph. And then we have some key concepts here that you can read on your own. So again, I will say it one more time. Please, 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 if you want to make your life easier, do the outline. Use this structure, create your own outline, and then use your outline to write your paper. It will make drafting easy as pie. And the good pie too, not the store-bought kind. Okay, so now that we've gone over the Module 5 guide, let's look at our resources here. So we've got some required resources. We've got textbook chapter 4. This is a really interesting chapter that talks about how we arrange details and support for a paragraph. Chapter 26 is about structure and organization. Chapter 34 is about paragraphing. We've got some MLA and APA resources here. And we've got some optional videos here that you can view. And I think we've already had these listed in another module. So you might have seen these already, but they are very helpful. Okay, so now we're going to go to our actual assignment here, which is our 5-1 analysis of a written work for first audience. Remember, if you see blue, click it. So here we've got our overview and our directions. Overview. In this assignment, you will use the preliminary introduction you wrote in the previous module as a starting point to create the first version of the paper you will submit for your project. As such, your draft will focus on your analysis of the article you have been working with throughout the course. Because you have already drafted an introduction, you will now revise that introduction as needed and write the body paragraphs and conclusion. Directions. For this assignment, You will explain the writer's choices in relation to genre, audience, purpose, and subject. Remember, you're not going to have paragraphs for each of these, though. You should talk about these things as you discuss each key point in the corresponding body paragraph. You will also write about core idea of the text as well as the details that support it and use at least one quote from the article to support your analysis. Completing this assignment will result in a draft of the first part of your project. Complete this assignment using either the APA or MLA template linked in the What to Submit section. That is very important. Some of us have not been using our templates. I need you to use your template whenever one is given. Please, please, please submit your work on the template. Specifically, you must address the following rubric criteria. 1. Identify the topic of the text. 2. Explain the writer's choices in relation to the genre of the text. 3. Describe the writer's purpose. 4. Explain the writer's choices in relation to audience, purpose, and/or subject of the text. 5. Determine the historical and/or cultural context of the text. 6. Articulate the core idea of the text. 7. Summarize details of the text that are relevant to the core idea. And 8. Support your analysis of the core idea with evidence from the text. Include at least one quote from the text and explain how this evidence supports the core idea. All of the things in bold are things that we've been discussing throughout the entire class. They're things that we've discussed in several of our assignments. I urge you to look back at your notes that you've written on the text. I urge you to look back at the assignments that you've completed because all of this information are things that will help you on this paper. What to submit? You want to either submit the APA template or the MLA template. You notice those are linked here. You want to submit a 1 to 2 page Microsoft Word document with an additional title page and reference page in the case of APA or a works cited page in the case of MLA. That means that you should have 1 to 2 pages of content, and there should be an additional title page and reference page if you do APA. If you choose MLA, you'll have an additional works cited page. It needs to be double spaced. Your font needs to be 12 point Times New Roman font. This is really important. You need to have 1-inch margins. If you're working in Word already, it's already set to 1-inch margins. That's the normal margin setup there. You want to use evidence from the text to support your paper. Follow APA or MLA citation guidelines when citing the text both throughout and at the end of your analysis. Now, we also have our student exemplars if we need an example of what we're looking for here. And if I were you, I would take this and read it, dissect it, and make sure you understand the flow of the paper, the style that we're looking for. And there are also really helpful notes within each sample to give you an idea of sort of what the writer is doing, okay? So I'll make sure that I link these to the announcement tonight, but make sure that you look at these on your own. And there's also a rubric here that I won't read, but I want you to look at because this is going to show you how you will be graded. I will grade you in each of these areas, and I'm just looking for you to include all of these things. And all of this is mentioned in your directions. So it just allows sort of a very transparent grading process so that you understand exactly how you'll be graded. Okay. So I told you that when we make it to the end, because you also can look at the project guidelines and let's see here. And there's also something where you look at how to do well in Module 6. I'll leave you to do that on your own. And then there's a survey here, there's a survey here for you to take once you're done with Module 5 to let us know, how did it go? Please do that so that we can make sure we use your feedback to improve your experience here. So I told you, once we get through all of this, I'm going to show you something really awesome. So hold on to your seats here. I know that writing a draft can be stressful and it can be scary. But what you have is a secret weapon. Not only do you have your teacher who can provide you with feedback and help if you need it, but there are also access to professional tutors that can look at your work and give you comments and feedback that can help you better revise your draft. To find this tutor, all you do is click on, academic support. So I'm so sorry, I'm gonna go back. You click on it because I clicked a few things. Click academic support. And once it opens, see, it says my name, but I'm not a student, but it'll have your name. You can either do the drop-in tutoring, but what I want you to do is try the written feedback. But you could do all of these, right? You could do drop-in tutoring where you could have questions answered by a tutor here from this content area. You could do written feedback where you submit your drafts and you'll get written feedback. And there are also workshops on several different interesting topics where you can get just very specific help on something that you're struggling with or that you just want to get stronger at, okay? So what I want to highlight here is the written feedback portion. So once you get your draft written, because it's going to be written before Sunday, right? You want to click try it now. Now, for this to work, I suggest you get your draft written earlier. Maybe try to get it written by Wednesday so that you have more time to be able to get feedback from someone before you turn this in to me. So what you would do is you would click written feedback. So I'm going to go back. You're going to click written feedback, try it now. Then you're going to fill out this quick questionnaire. When is the draft due? You're going to put that it's due on Sunday. You're going to put that the final draft is due on Sunday. You're going to write the topic of your paper, okay? You're going to tell where you are in the writing process. So you're in the drafting stage. You'll click, I'm on track, but I'm ready for feedback. Or if it's almost perfect, I want an extra set of eyes. You're going to describe the assignment. So I want you to try your best to describe this assignment concisely, okay? Tell the tutor what we're working on and what you're supposed to cover, okay? Try to do that as briefly as possible. You've got a max character limit of 1,200 words. You want to put your citation form back in here. It's either going to be APA or MLA. You're going to upload your document. Let's close that. Cancel. You're going to upload your document by clicking choose file. You'll open it, click it, and then you'll click submit. Once you submit, somebody will get back to you within 12 hours. So like I said, try to get your paper done by Wednesday or Thursday at the latest so that you've got enough time to get some feedback and make some changes before you submit it to me on Sunday night, okay? But this is amazing. I would have given my left arm for access to a professional tutor right through my class portal. So I suggest that you use this. And if you do, please let me know that you use the written feedback. I would be so excited to know that you've done this. And this is just a great way for you to have another person that's highly qualified to let you know, hey, you're on the right track, but these are some things that you want to look at. These are some things that you might want to strengthen. These are some things that you've done really well. I cannot advocate for this enough. Please consider using the academic support that you already get as a benefit of being a college student at this college, okay? They've given you so many wonderful tools, and I want you to use them because they are amazing. So that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for sitting through my video, listening to me talk to you about Module 5. I am so proud of your progress. I'm so happy to be your teacher, and I am so excited to read your work on Sunday. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. And if you need me, don't forget to go to our discussion board here where you can post a general question and I'll answer it, or you can send me an email and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Have a wonderful week, and I hope to hear from you soon.